24. Stagg 24. Stagg 24.
Welcome to another episode of AM Whiskey. I'm Aaron, and this is Mark. And if you happen to see a couple dogs running around, that's Dixie and Josie. They like to be on camera sometimes. But this is the newest batch of Stagg, batch 24A.
The second lowest proof Stagg of all time, 127.6. Just came out. 24 has been a real slow Stagg year for most of us. A lot of us remember 2023, 3 different batches, along with the mislabeled bottle going, oh my god, there's so much Stagg. And then all of us just waited for the last 6 to 7 months going, what the heck is going on? But finally, the Stagg is here.
Along with the cicadas.
It is the year of the cicada. Kind of like the year of the rye. I hear those both happen every, 15, 16,
every
17 years.
Oh.
Did you spill?
Yeah.
That's
Party
funny.
foul.
This is pretty pretty good color. Nice mahogany to it.
It's got a good fruit note on the nose.
Oh, very bright.
It is bright. Kind of floral. I do get that kind of grape-ish note that I usually get. It's not straight Big League Chew, but there is that kind of grape bubblegum kind of note.
A little red fruity.
A little bit. Yeah, maybe leans. It's more grape to me than cherry.
Yeah, I was actually thinking more strawberry than cherry this time.
Maybe.
A little bit of proof on the bottom of the glass.
See, I'm not getting a whole lot of proof on the nose. I'm not getting a whole lot of oak either.
No.
I'm getting a lot of fruit, some of those floral notes. It's very bright.
This is a different batch. Like, the brightness reminds me of 22A. It's just lacking the spice on the nose and the wood.
Yeah, I don't get a whole lot of wood on this at all.
Any nuts?
No nuts. There's definitely no nuts.
No nuts. I think it's pretty good. Really good. Oh, yeah. Wow, is that fruity?
Yep.
This might be the fruitiest batch of Stagg I've had in a really long time.
It is. It's got kind of a juicy fruit kind of note to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind for me is a juicy fruit gum. And maybe it's just in my head, but I get that little grape note that I tend to get on Buffalo Trace products, especially when they are fruit forward like this. For me, it leans grape. Some people get cherry or strawberry, but for me, it always leans grape for some reason.
It didn't seem like it had. Like, I got the fruit and the sweet up front, but it wasn't a lot of finish to it.
It dissipates pretty quickly. That first sip, I did get a good hit of ethanol on the palate. Second sip, not so much, so maybe I'm getting used to it, and it's better. It's definitely not a dark, rich batch of Stagg.
And it's not a spicy batch at all. There's other than proof, there's no spice.
No, it is very fruit forward to me, very bright. Slight hint of honey, but it's more floral. Honeysuckle comes to mind. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but that's kind of what I'm getting in my head.
It's easy drinking.
It's fairly easy drinking for a Stagg. For 127 proof whiskey, it's fairly easy drinking, but you can tell there's some proof behind it.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt that when you take a sip of this, that you're not going to say, oh, what's this, 90 proof? No, you know this has got some proof behind it.
How long have you been waiting for this bottle to arrive?
I mean, since January. I mean, it's a Stagg, right? we all want stag. We all hunt for stags. I want every stag. So when I know it's coming out,
It's time to look for
every
stag.
year I'm like, ooh, when's the stag gonna come out? I want to check out the stag, and then you start hearing or seeing it, and it's like, ooh, let's see if we can find it. I happened to luck into this bottle at an event. So, actually, my wife lucked into this bottle. Truth be told,
And you had her pick this over
over CYPB.
Smart Man.
Well, to me, it's smart man if you're gonna drink it.
Yeah.
You want to
Well, if
trade
you-
or
if
sell it,
you're-
you probably get more value out
If you
of
like proof
CYPB.
and other stuff, you're probably gonna enjoy Stag more than CYPB. If you're not a proof hound, you might like CYPB.
Funny enough, 2 of the stags I own, and this and 22A, my wife got for me.
Well, cheers to your wife,
Yeah, she looked into them, so
Nastarovia.
it's good to be the king.
Prost.
I mean, overall, I think this is a very approachable batch of stag.
Yeah.
It's very easy drinking, very bright, sweet, floral, fruit. It's not those dark, rich notes. It's not overly oaked. Something you can enjoy. There definitely is that proof behind it. Probably not going to put it as one of my favorite batches of stag. I definitely like 16 better, but that leans more towards those darker, richer notes, which I seem to prefer. I think I probably like 22A better than this.
Oh yeah. I think I like 22A better, and I like 23C better. Clearly, those two I think
Interesting.
I think I like both of those better.
Okay.
I think I like it better than 22B and 22A. Or no, I like it better than 23B
3B.
and 23A. I think I like it better. It's unique when you look at the last, year and a half, 2 years of Stag. I don't think there's been a
I mean, I think it
quite
does.
this fruit dominant.
Yeah, I think it does some. You'll get some of those classic Buffalo Trace notes, some of those classic stag notes, but it is more fruit forward, more fruit dominant in this one. And I think that's one of the nice things about the stags is we all like the stags, but they are batched and they are different.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had any bad ones. I know Cam from Drums and Drams said, I think batch 17 or 18, one of those two, he thought was just terrible. I've never had one that I thought was terrible, but
I've never had one that was terrible, but for whatever reason, I've had 17, wasn't my jam, and 22B wasn't my jam.
I mean, I don't know.
What do you think? What would you give it? So obviously at MSRP it's a buy.
MSRP, it's a buy. I mean, I don't know that I would. Now, disclaimer, I don't know that I would pay more than MSRP for this particular stag unless I didn't have a stag. If I didn't have a stag and I just really wanted a stag,
150.
and this is the one that I could get, I would probably go up to 150
Yeah.
to get it to say I have a stag.
I'd probably pay 100 for this one.
Yeah, I mean, do I think there's $100 whiskeys that I have that are better than this? Yes.
Yes.
Do I think there's $100 whiskeys that I have that are
Worse
not
than
as
this.
good as this?
Yes.
Yes. I didn't want to say worse, but I'll say not as good as this. Not as enjoyable? Yes. So I think $100 is fair. MSRP, it's a buy. I mean, I think Stag in general at MSRP. Let's face
Oh,
it.
it's always a buy.
Buffalo Trace products at MSRP are a buy.
At MSRP, this is cheaper than all these Elijah Craig barrel proofs. Not by much, but by $5 or $10.
Yeah.
Give or take, they're comparable.
They're close. Well, and MSRP. I mean, this wasn't. Well, I mean, I don't even know what MSRP is anymore. There's prices keep going up and up.
Oh yeah, they're shifting.
So, I think I paid $80 for this, which
Okay, it's
to me,
Elijah Craig barrel proof.
I'm used to this being $65, $70, so it's a little higher. But still, for $80,
I think it's a great deal.
It's a buy. It's
a foolproof whiskey.
It's a Stagg. You're gonna pay if you get it. If you really want a Stagg, $150 I don't think is out of the question if you've never had it before. I don't think this particular batch is worth it, but to have a Stagg, yes.
I think it depends on what you like, right? This is a very fruit forward, low spice, low wood batch. That's your jam. This is going to be your Stagg, right? If you're looking for that complexity, where you want that depth and that spice punch with the oak backer, okay, there might be some other batches that might fit your expectations.
Your flavor profile a little bit better.
Yeah. What would you give it, right? Is this good, very good, just average, exceptional?
7.9.
Wow. We finally are
it's very
going to
good.
tier. We're going out different. I'm going to give it an 8.0. I think it's in the very good, barely. You're at the good, the very good.
But it fits. You know, I tend to lean towards those darker, oakier flavor profiles, where you're going to lean more towards those sweeter, brighter flavor profiles. So, I mean, it fits our different profile. And what we're, a tenth of a point.
Oh, we're
off.
tenth of a point. Yeah.
It's very good whiskey.
I think it fits
just
into the very good category.
Right.
Just barely. It's not super complex, but what it does, I think it does fairly well.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave some comments. Let us know what you'd like us to do for our next review.
What's your
Talk some
favorite
trash.
batch of Stagg?
Yeah.
Have you tried 24A? What do you think of it? Does it compare to 22A? Does it compare to batch 12, batch 16, some of the better batches? Let us know what you think.
Until then,
Keep the whiskey flowing.
cheers.
Cheers.